Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 50 of the Video Games Ahoy podcast. My name is... I know! I was going to say my name is Jonathan Radford, but I felt like that deserved a woo. But my name is Jonathan Radford. And today, I'm joined by Daf Weeks.
Hello!
Zach Hamilton.
What's up?
And finally, Daf Gape.
Hey!
He's here! He's back.
How's it going?
I thought I'd switch it up. How's it
Yeah,
going?
you took me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, should we just say first of all, Daf Gape, it's nice to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while.
Nice to be back. It's been a long time.
You've been a busy bee.
Busy bee with a malfunctioning laptop too. But we're here.
Yeah,
we're here.
To anyone that is wondering, this is the 50th episode that is being streamed live over on Twitch. And yeah, it's should we just have a little chat about that? We've actually got a 50 and I can't believe it. In fact, like when I started mentioning this on the podcast like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, yeah, when we were like episode 16, we were like episode 50 so far away, and it like I actually can't believe it's here. I mean, when did we actually start? Was it like the end of April, wasn't it? Like April 20th or something like that?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
Well, I remember reclining in a hammock in the bright sunshine when you called me to ask me if I wanted to be part of it. So it was certainly warmer than it is now.
I'm surprised you don't do it in a hammock.
Maybe I should have.
Maybe
you
should.
Yeah.
He's wearing his banana hammock below the camera.
There we go. That's all that matters.
But,
it's hoodie and t-shirt, but then like below the camera, it's everything below.
Everything below. So yeah, awesome. So anyone that is following us on Twitch, this is the live podcast. So we will try and say hello and stuff. And if you have any questions and stuff, if you have anything to add, Davy G is there, and he's there. Then just keep chatting to us. We haven't got that many topics actually, but we'll talk about the podcast first. So before we get to the news, we'll talk about the podcast. So like I said, this is the 50th episode of the podcast. Should I say ahoy? You can say ahoy. You can say ahoy.
Absolutely, you must say ahoy.
Say ahoy.
Insist.
And if you're new to the podcast, then hello. And if you are, this is not your first trip on the boat, if you will.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, maybe I'll keep that in because that was off the top of my head. I don't know where I was going with that. Then welcome back. We put these episodes out every Saturday. This one will be going out earlier, obviously, because most of you would have seen it, or hopefully you would have seen it. But yeah, every Saturday I put these out, and we put them on all podcasting places. There's loads of them. Daf Gape, you normally know all of them. Can you throw us a couple?
Spotify,
that's a good
Apple,
one. Yep.
Google,
Yep.
Deezer.
I like Deezer.
Deezer's the one I always forget.
Deezer.
Yeah, I like that. iHeartRadio is another one. That's actually, I said this before, the one where everyone seems to be listening to us at like 30% of people. So
there you go.
I kind of love that.
Now iHeartRadio.
There we are. But yeah, so if you want to listen to the podcast, you can go and check out all those places. We're on loads and loads of places. We're also on YouTube as well. So this video will be going straight on YouTube, so you can watch it. If you only catch the end of it, catch the start of it as well. I'm going to talk about loads of fun stuff today. We also have a Discord. ACP, you are here just in time. We have a Discord that you can hit us up in. I think we can put the link in the chat. Otherwise, it'll be in the description on YouTube. There it is, ACP legend.
The ball.
If you want to join the Discord, follow the link. Everything will be in there. And we'll talk about the Patreon at the end, the Patreon page at the end. We actually do need to do a new episode of the Hall of Fame. Which I'm very excited about because we've had a couple of good, really solid episodes recently, like really solid episodes, and we've been putting out the older episodes as well. So I think the next episode that'll be going out will be episode 7 and episode 3. So episode 7 will be going to the Patreon people on Patreon, and 3 will be going live to everyone to view. So check that out as well. But we'll talk about everything else at the end. So Jens, should we just talk about the news? Should we talk a little bit about this? And you know what? I'm really glad because the big topic over the last couple of days is E3 is back.
What?
And yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was beautiful. Daf Gape,
The acoustics in this room are fantastic.
It does sound great. It does sound
Yeah,
great.
are you in a cathedral?
Yes, we bought a cathedral.
There's the prices up north. I think it's
Yeah.
A tenner. It was a tenner and a chicken.
A tenner and a chicken for York Cathedral.
There we are.
York Minster.
York Minster. Beg your pardon.
Come on. All right, but yeah, we'll talk about E3. Gents, it's back, and to be honest, it's actually got quite a good list of people joining. So we got Xbox, Nintendo, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, and more to come, apparently. Currently, no EA, Activision, and Sony. I just kind of want to get your thoughts, and everyone else in the chat as well. You can join in as well. Give us your thoughts as well, because I want to get your thoughts really on, do you think the year off will have done them well? Like, seeing how everything else went. We had Summer Games Fest as well, which was pretty good. I mean, it was nowhere near the same level as E3. But do you think that things are going to change? This is going to be completely online, by the way. So everything is online from June 12th to June the 15th. So yeah, Daf Gape, I should say. Considering you haven't been here in a while, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think about E3 making a comeback?
It's an interesting one for sure, because as a digital show, it definitely makes a lot of sense coming back. But ESA, who run E3, have definitely been looking for more monies. And so they've made public that the year before, obviously, had to close because of the old COVID-19. And so making it digital, I'm not sure how they're going to monetize it. But then I guess they have to monetize less because they're not doing the whole on-the-floor trade show kind of stuff.
Sure.
It'll be interesting. I think as a digital show, it will always work. And I think they should keep it that way. And then as far as the trade show, I think just bring it all back down to basics, make it industry only, make it just some journalists maybe, but I think just have it for like indies to meet big publishers, etc., just bring it right back down, find other ways to increase revenue through advertising and whatnot. Yeah. But I'm really liking the idea of a only digital E3.
Yeah.
Because I don't live in LA, so I'm not missing the floor. And I have been to Paris Games Week. When I was a journalist for Mammoth Gamers, I went there to Paris Games Week, and it is great to be at one of these like big events. Yeah. But just today, in the current climate and the way E3 is going specifically, I think digital's good. Let's go with digital.
Yeah, and I think as well, maybe like the year off, even though they've had to go digital anyway. Maybe it's just good for them in general, because I think considering we had stuff like, Nintendo Directs, the State of Plays with Sony as well, like everyone seems to be doing their own little thing, which kind of takes away from the impact of E3. I mean, like when we were growing up in the late 90s, E3 was the main way you found out about anything. Like
that magazine, that July magazine with all the June E3 stuff.
Yeah, that's where it all came from. But what about you guys? Daf Weeks was like. Do you have any thoughts on E3? Are you were you big fans of E3? Are you really that bothered by it in general? Or?
Well, it's just when you found out what was going to happen for the rest of the year, and it is exciting. It is always exciting. I'd be surprised though if we go back to E3 the way we've known it now. We've got a fully digital one now, but let's say the year after and the year after that, I think we're just going to have some kind of hybrid conference from now on. Just think of the money they save and think of how many more people get to be a part of it. I think there's something to be said for having it, like keeping elements of it digital. I think it's a good thing.
Well, I think that's pretty much what Nintendo does, isn't it? Like when Nintendo do presentations now, I think obviously the most recent one was 2019. I do think they don't actually bring anyone physically onto the stage. They just do a Nintendo Direct in the middle of E3. So I mean, it kind of feels like it's going that way anyway.
Yeah.
At the same time, I do really, like Dav said, I do really love the idea of like especially if you manage to. Obviously, I've never been able to do it, but if you manage to get into like a crowd for something huge, and you just see it on the screen in front of you, like I know obviously looking back at that, Cyberpunk wasn't what we expected in the end, but like I remember when Keanu Reeves came out.
Yeah, that was imagine being in that audience.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like such a big thing. It's I love those moments, and we can go back loads. Like we'll go back to like one of the classic ones, like Zelda. I think it was Twilight Princess, when Miyamoto came out with a sword, with the sword and the shield, and everyone went bonkers because this is the game that they, Zelda fans had wanted for so long. But But yeah, how about you, Zach?
I loved D3 when I was growing up, man. I used to get super excited for it. It was like, because it was like one of my favorite times of year, to be honest. I get really excited about it. But over the past few years, it's easier to get information out. So if there's a game they're much more likely to say, I think in the old days, you'd have said like, oh, the game's not ready for E3. Let's make sure it fucking is ready for E3, or as long as they have something the actual game, but they have to have something to show. Whereas I feel like now you'd be more likely to just say like, nah, we're not going to E3. We'll announce it on our own terms. So like you say, I agree with you, Dav. I think I don't see E3 going back to how it has been in the past. I think that model maybe doesn't make as much sense as it used to. I would be very interested to see the numbers, as in like, how much money is spent, how much money is made through all of that. And then on top of that, I wonder, on a sort of slightly boring note, I wonder how much of an impact it has on tourist trade, even, because there'll be people who fly in from all over the place to spend money in Los Angeles. Not that Los Angeles is, struggling for tourism. But if the numbers make sense, then it will be worth keeping. And for us, it really isn't. We're not really. It's the same as it's ever been. We're going to be watching it online, whether it happens or not. I'll be interested to see how they manage it, and how and it always comes down to the games for me as well. It's always going to come down to a good E3. Always comes down to what they talk about. If there's anything that we're actually interested in. Have you guys got any predictions for E3 announcements?
Well, I don't actually know. I mean, the thing is, I actually like with Nintendo. I think that's probably going to be the next Direct. I'd assume. I mean, what is it? Like when April now? Maybe there's going to be a small one now soon. But maybe like a Direct Mini, and then we'll have like but otherwise it's just going to be the big Nintendo Direct of the year, and I think it's just going to be before Skyward Sword as well.
I think maybe Xbox show off a new Wolfenstein game.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, I do have a final quote actually, and this is from Stanley Pierre-Louis, who's the president and CEO of the ESA, and he shared this press release. I just thought I'd read it out towards the end as well. So, for more than 2 decades, E3 has been the premier venue to showcase the best the video game industry has to offer while uniting the world through games. We're evolving this year's E3 into a more inclusive event, but we'll still look to excite fans with major reveals and insider opportunities that make this event the indispensable center stage for video games. Like I said, I am glad that it's back. It had its faults towards the end, but I'm glad that it's back. All right, let's move on. And I think Daf Gape is going to be very happy with this next topic. So they got rid of was it Mario 35? I think Mario 35, and now they brought Pacman 99. So,
baby.
So we've got Pacman 99 coming out on the Nintendo Switch. Actually, I don't actually have a date.
Today.
It's today. There we are. That's why I don't have a date. It's actually come out today. So yeah, Dav, have you managed to have a go?
No, because it's coming out at 6 p.m. Pacific, so it'll be tonight.
It'll be tonight, okay.
But oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I'm gonna come to like the other guys first, because I know you'll have something to say with this.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll wait.
Have either of you guys seen it? Have you seen the announcement?
No, I've only heard it from you mentioning it, and I'm in my head. I'm trying to work out how that works, because obviously we've had Tetris, we've had Mario.
Sure. So
I'm just trying to see how those mechanics. I'm guessing you eat a ghost and it gets chucked onto someone else's screen. That could work.
Far off, yeah. You're not far off.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Go on.
I was gonna say, can you get like multiple ghosts, like multiple sets of ghosts, or
10 ghosts on one board?
Yeah, so basically what happens is you've got your 4 normal ghosts, you're doing it as you are. There's also this other thing which they brought in from Pacman Championship Edition, where you can like find a line of sleeping ghosts. And what you do is you run through them and they get attached to one of the ghosts in your one. So it's like a massive caterpillar of ghosts which is chasing you. So if you're able to get that and get that one, it's a massive combo, like 10 or 11 ghosts. And I think every time you catch a ghost, it sends 4, like 1 out to 4 different players. So if you get that massive combo, you're screwing up 4 people with that massive combo. And you can get 2 of those snakes at the same time and stuff. And when people send ghosts to your map, what it seems like they send is little ghost Pacmans, and they slow you down as the ghosts come to chase you. So it's those obstacles as opposed to more ghosts.
I see. Just more ways to dick on strangers.
Yeah.
That's Battle Royale for you.
Yeah.
It does look like a lot of fun though. Definitely needs. I think that. Because I think I only played like Mario 35 like 3 times. I got
Played
a
it
first.
once.
I got a first one time, but I literally for that it was more about staying alive than trying to do anything, and not in a fun way either. But this looked a lot of fun. When I saw it online earlier, it looked like a lot of fun. Do you reckon you'll be streaming that? A lot?
Oh yeah.
Changing the entire channel just to be
just Pacman 99.
Just Pacman 99. That's it.
If it's possible, if it's free, if it's possible, then we should definitely get like a multiplayer Mondays multi-screen thing
That
going.
would be cool.
Oh,
then that would be fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of fun, and it's Pacman. Who doesn't love Pacman? It's great. All right, moving on.
You guys don't if you watch the Hall of Greats. Hall of Fame.
Let's move on. So we don't really have that many topics from now to then. So I'm just going to talk about some upcoming games, essentially. One of them is the Mass Effect Legendary Edition has just released a whole new thing about what it's actually been done for each and every game. They haven't really done that much to Mass Effect 3 other than basically made it harder if you just start Mass Effect 3. But then why would you buy the trilogy and just play... I don't know. Well, maybe some people will, but basically it makes it easier if you play through the whole game. But most of the changes have been to Mass Effect 1. Dav, I think you're the only one who's actually played Mass Effect, and you've played Mass Effect 1 as well, haven't you? Dav G, I should say.
Yes, yeah. Completed Mass Effect 1. Really, really, really liked it. Tried Mass Effect 2 back in the day. Didn't really get on with it. It was too big for me. But then played Mass Effect Andromeda then, which I got 15 hours in before I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
This game is fine, but like I've got other much better games to be playing right now.
Sure. Well, basically, they're just talking about what they've actually done. There's been a lot of rebalancing, tuning, and mechanical improvements, basically to the first game. I don't know if many of you watching or listening have actually played the first game. I know, like I said, Dav has, but the biggest difference was definitely between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, because 2 and 3, I don't even think they were. I think there was only like maybe. I think there was the same amount of time actually, but there wasn't really that much difference between 2 and 3. There was some differences, not that many, but 1 and 2 there were like huge differences, and like the combat was like almost vastly different as well, like to the point where shooting in the first game it's not necessarily that fun, whereas I guess it felt like it became more of an action game the longer the series went on, and by the third game it was like a proper like over the shoulder like peeking around corners shooting. It felt more like Gears of War by number 3. It didn't really feel like that by the first game. But are any of you guys interested in buying the trilogy? Just out of curiosity more than anything else.
On sale.
Yeah, also I completed Mass Effect 3, and having not played any of the others. And I liked it. I'll be honest, I did enjoy it, so I'd consider going back and playing them all.
Mass Effect 2 is it is one of my all-time favorite games, and it is considered one of the best games of all time. It's one of those weird things where like you have to get through 1, but 1 is still good. But
at the time, 1 was really good. Yeah, and then it's aged really poorly. Yeah. But obviously with this new Legendary Edition, it sounds like they're just making 1 in the engine of 2 and 3.
Yeah, there's I was watching a video earlier on IGN, and there seems to be a lot of stuff that they've really enhanced. This, like I said, particularly from the first game, which would make sense that one is the oldest. Came out in 2007, I think. Something around that time anyway. But yeah, Mass Effect, I think that's coming out next month. I think it's like the 14th or something like that, so the middle of next month. I'm definitely going to get it, and I'm very, very, very excited. Let's move on. We'll talk about the April PS Plus games, because when I mentioned this last week, it didn't dawn on me that Oddworld Soulstorm on the PS5 was Oddworld Soulstorm that me and Daf Gape saw recently. We watched the State of Play, and I was like, "Oh, this looks amazing!" For some reason, I thought it was new and tasty. So I thought it was, for whatever reason, my brain was like, "Oh, it's the new game." And I played the first level, and oh my god! Like I might talk about it a little bit later on about games we played, but like, Jeez, those games, like it's really sad. Like those games are really sad. Like I know there's a comedic part to it, but like I was playing the opening level, I was like, oh, this is so sad. Like they're just being hunted is terrible. But Dav, have you had a chance to play that?
No, my Wi-Fi is broken. It's a miracle I'm even able to do this. But yeah, my PS5 still in its box, has been for a week now, and I'm really sad. And I've been so looking forward to Soulstorm. So looking forward to it, and I can't wait to get my hands on my grubby little mitts.
It does, honestly, like it looks beautiful and it plays really well as well. And I think one of the things I remember saying when we watched it was I know actually because I didn't realize they were remakes of the original games. So New and Tasty is a remake of the first game, and this one's a remake of the second game. I think it's Abe's Exodus. And I remember saying at the time, oh, this game makes me feel nostalgia for a game I've never played before. And it makes sense why, because I didn't realize it was a remake. And I'm really excited to play that game, but replay games that I have previously played, which is great. But the other games were Days Gone and Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Zach, I know you were thinking of playing Days Gone. Have you got a chance to play it yet?
I didn't even think. I did realize that the new month had started, but I hadn't put together that means that the new games are out. Yeah, I'll probably start playing Days Gone this week, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about that. I have a game to talk about, which was also on the PlayStation thing from last month.
Amazing.
But I'll come to that later.
Okay. Is it going to worry me? Okay. Okay.
Being very coy about it.
Those on the podcast listening only, that was one hell of a shrug from Zach Hamilton.
And an internal scream from myself. And I guess it was that one as well. But the one game I was going to say out of those, I really want to try playing Zombie Army 4 with you guys on a multiplayer Monday. I
still haven't seen any of it. I'm going to have a little look at some images from it because I don't. What's it called? Zombie Army 4?
Yeah, so I had to go of it and by had to go literally for 20 minutes, and I played it through, and it is basically like Call of Duty Zombies, but not. It's a bit. There's a bit more of a story to it, and it's not as it's obviously third person as well. So it's weird. I was weirdly enjoying it, but it's not good.
But it's not good.
Those are the best games.
Those are the best games, and I'm excited for us to play it because it's one of those games where it plays fine, but
it looks kind of fun.
You can tell there's going to be some junk in it, and it's going to be funny for us playing it. So I really, really want us to play that game on multiplayer Monday. So that's my one request that you guys all download. Zombie.
It looks quite we only have to play cathartic.
Yeah, it was fine, man. Like when I played the first level, and it doesn't control massively well. In fact, there was a lot of motion blur as well, and it was actually making me feel a bit sick. So I turned that off straight away because
great.
I was just like, oh yeah. So make sure you turn it off.
Is this in the sniper engine?
The sniper. Right. It's like the Sniper Elite games, I think it is.
Yeah.
Those lines. So
I played a Sniper Elite game and I kind of enjoyed it. So
I loved it.
Yeah.
Sniper Elite 4, great game.
There we are. So it's kind of like that, but with zombies.
You've certainly sold it to me.
Sold it to you. Well, I wasn't trying to. I promise you that. But no. But honestly, I think that'll be a great game to play multiplayer Monday.
Oh my god! Can you shoot a zombie in the nuts in slow motion?
I'm assuming so.
I mean,
yes!
You can, yeah. That's what gave it away to me.
So the final thing I was going to end on, actually, this is not really to do with a specific game. This is actually just really interesting, and there's not really much else to add. But it's just Phil Spencer talking about Xbox Cloud Gaming coming to iOS soon. So
bingo.
Yeah, he was asked on Twitter. He said, "Is it coming to iOS soon?" And he just said yes. So it's coming to iOS soon. He didn't specify anything else beyond that. But Daf Weeks, I know you specifically use Apple. Do you have an Apple phone as well?
Yeah.
So you're Apple. Are you, does that interest you now? Because I'm not. Were you able to get it? I know the cloud stuff was only available on the consoles, and I know it was available on the computers as well on what's called Microsoft.
Yeah.
But would that interest you now? Knowing you
well, I'll see how it works. To be honest, it's now gone from being no to actually, it's now accessible. So therefore, I should really pay a bit more attention.
Yeah. Yeah, God.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to not want to do it when it's £1 for 3 months.
Yeah.
Like that's how they hook you in, and it's just such a good deal that it's like, fine, I'll bow to your consumerist bullshit
Well,
just to see if it works.
Isn't out because my friend actually was telling me that he's keeping it purely. Is it Outriders? I think Outriders is on Game Pass. I think.
Yeah, day and date.
So he's actually playing. He's actually playing as like, this is the reason why I'm keeping Game Pass. He's like, I'm keeping it just to play Outriders because he's enjoying it so much, which is. That's how they get you, and that's
what
how
they want.
That's how they're going to keep getting people as well. So, yeah.
But then think about it, like Outriders, brand new, costs what, 50 quid, maybe 60 quid.
Yeah.
You play it for 6 months on Game Pass. You've paid 60 quid for that.
Yeah.
The downside is you don't then own a copy if you decide to leave. But the hope for Microsoft and the hope for you as a subscriber as well is that there's something else there in those 6 months that goes, oh, play me too. So
and it's interesting as well because I think realistically, I don't know about you guys actually, but I've realized the older I've got, I am more of I don't tend to replay many games. I will if they're a game I love intensely, but I would have bought that game anyway. So something like Ocarina of Time, I will often replay that. Same with Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 10. I will replay those games every now and then, but for the most part, I do just complete the game and just move on. So, and that's what I guess that is the strength of Game Pass, really. If that entices you, then yeah, that works. Gents, that's it for news. I don't have any other news topics. Should we talk about games we've been playing? Daf Gape, should we talk to you first? Because I have a feeling you might have quite a few. Because we haven't seen you in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know what the last game I talked about was. So I've got a list here. I know I talked about The Last of Us and The Last of Us Left Behind.
Yeah.
Did I talk about Jotun?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Did I talk about Little Nightmares 2?
You did.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
I think that was the last game you spoke about.
Right. I'll rattle off some stuff, and you just shout when there's one you want to hear about.
Okay.
Because
never shout.
If you never shout, we'll just move on to the next person. Okay. Gravity Rush, The Gardens Between, Killzone Shadowfall, Concrete Genie, Night in the Woods, The Control DLC, Genesis Noir.
Oh, I saw you streaming that a bit. I'm curious to know your opinions and if it's something I'd be interested in.
Daf Weeks would like to know more.
Daf Weeks would like to know more. Finally, I thought I was going to get to the end of the list there. Not really bad.
I kept wanting to shout out, and then I was like, oh, I kind of want to hear what else.
Yeah, I wanted to hear them all, so then we could go. Oh yeah, let's talk about that one. That's
well, I was kind of waiting for Genesis Noir because aesthetically,
Daf Weeks is just jumping right in.
Yeah, aesthetically,
just
that
like
looks really interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, Genesis Noir is a cool ass game. Like, it is visual jazz, and also there is some musical jazz in there, and some gameplay jazz. Like, Genesis Noir is like a detective noir based around gods, and one god wants to save another god from getting shot by the Big Bang.
Obviously.
Okay.
Just like
this
in real life.
So in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. And you basically the spray from the pistol that has the Big Bang on it, you find moments in time and space, and those are the levels that you go on. And so you meet like astronauts, you meet sort of Aztec tribes people, you meet samurai, you meet all these different people, and then like different gods and different things, and they mess around with sort of quantum mechanics and all the rest of it, and it's all really messy and beautiful. And the last sort of hour of the game is just the best acid trip you will ever go on, and it's just incredible. And it's so hard to describe that game, but it's took me 4.5 hours, did it in one stream.
Wow.
Nice.
Dav, you would love this game. It's got that sort of point and click adventure-ness to it that you like from like the sort of escape from.
That's what was tickling me, this whole idea of it being a murder mystery.
Yeah,
with
but it's
added physics and bonkersness.
Yeah, it's like a murder mystery, but he's also trying to turn back time so he can save his lover from getting shot by this jealous lover of hers. With this beautiful sort of 1920s jazz score to it. And there's one level where you meet this busking jazz. I think he's a double bassist. Yeah, he's a double bassist. And so like it's a back and forth echo call between you and him. You're a saxophone and he's a double bassist. And then it develops into this whole section, and the only point of the next section is just for you to just improvise some jazz with him by moving around the screen.
Oh.
And I must have done that for about 10 minutes. And I was like, I know all I need to do is press A, but I'm just making this jazz, baby. This just feels so good.
It just sounds like a much more grown-up Parappa the Rapper now.
Yeah, it's Pajazza the Jazzer.
This makes me really want jazz band. Like
Jazz band.
Imagine
rock band.
Jazz Hero.
Yeah, Jazz Hero.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Like little saxophone plug-in.
Yeah, but you have to sit. You have to sit in a corner. You're not allowed to sit you're not allowed to get up close. You got to sit in the corner.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can play it.
Nice.
Sorry, Dav, I was jumping in. You keep going.
No,
I just thought jazz band.
What's on your list?
Keep going because there's a lot in Genesis Noir that I don't want to talk about because you need to experience it firsthand. But yeah, other things on my list. There's not much left. There's only 3 things left. The Unfinished Swan, a game called When the Past Was Around, and The Last Guardian.
Oh, I saw you streaming Last Guardian. How did you find it? I played it a few years ago and I didn't really get into it all that much.
The Last Guardian was a pile of shit.
Really?
I think it's beautiful, to like it so much. It was beautiful. I loved the dynamic between your character and the creature you find, Trico. But it played like absolute garbage. And Chickpea was there while I was streaming it. And I was like, this isn't good. And she was like, change game. And I was like, yeah, all right.
Chickpea's popped it in. It was wank.
It was wank.
It was.
Cheers for that.
Was it the remake, Dave?
No, not Shadow of the Colossus is the one with the remake.
Right. Shadow of the Colossus. Right. Okay.
And I've been playing that as well actually recently.
I love that game.
And I'm so ready to delete it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that game.
I'm 6 bosses in, and it's just all the same.
I mean, yes.
I think this was Zach said, actually, isn't it? Zach.
I think the problem is basically the same as this problem we had with Mass Effect. It's like at the time, it made sense to make a game like that. It's just you wouldn't.
It was groundbreaking at its time for how obsolete the environment
and it's
was.
Awesome, and it's so like different and cool and interesting. But yeah, it's slow, man. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. And
Did you play it at the original?
I played the original, and I played it when it got remade as well.
Yeah,
and it does feel a bit like a slog now, but there's also something a bit. I don't know. I find it something a bit meditative about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If I had played the original and then played this as a remake, I would have appreciated it so much more, and I know I would have. Yeah. But this being my first jump in, and it just there is nothing to do, and that's no longer a gimmick. Like
no, you're right there.
That's like it's fine if you want nothing to do, but then don't make the thing you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, this one's flying. It's like, yeah, but I'm still just grabbing on and waiting for the bit where he stops getting flailed around so I can just stab the blue bits.
Yes.
And every boss is the same, and there's like 18 of them, 16 of them.
16. Yeah, I mean, it's like there's an element of puzzle. But
I do like those elements of puzzle.
Yeah, but essentially, it's a game of 16 puzzles.
Do you know what's upsetting? Is I'm sure this probably wasn't in the original, but in the remake, if you take longer than the game deems it necessary to solve the puzzle, it just tells you what to do.
Yeah, it tells you what to do. I hate that.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Annoying.
And I was like, oh, there's this bit in one of the bosses. I was like, oh, there's this bit that goes underground. I reckon if I go under there,
that's the one I got stuck on.
I can get on him. And just as I realized it and started walking over there to like test it out and see if I could work it out and get that dopamine hit from getting something right, it was like,
it told you,
try the bit that goes underground. I was like, dude, just taking that joy from me. But I can see that it was good, but it's missing something, and finding little shiny lizard tails isn't the thing that it was missing.
Yeah.
But Last Guardian, Team Eco clearly aren't my bag of tea. Genesis Noir, oh my gosh. And When the Past Was Around, shout out for a really short game, it takes 2 hours or less. Really beautiful game about a woman dealing with the loss of her partner who's also a musician, and the way it's told is through like violin music, and it's like little escape rooms, like piecing together her memories with him, and it's beautiful. Beautiful game.
What's it called?
When the Past Was Around.
When the Past Was Around. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Dave. I really enjoyed that. Daf Weeks, Zach, do you want to go?
Oh, right. Okay. So first, I'll start by talking about Inside.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you finish it?
Yeah. So smash that over 2 streams. Chicken Patty was there for the ending. It goes crazy in the last 10 minutes.
That ending.
It goes absolutely insane for the last 10 minutes. It was like, oh my god! Suddenly we're playing a really bizarre version of Acura. Like what?
How does it feel?
I was nearly sick.
Feel to be a testicle?
Yeah, a testicle with limbs that can still pick up boxes and squeeze
That's
through
not what your
walls.
testicles look like, Zach.
well.
That's for the later podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my
They've
god!
changed since I last saw them.
So yeah, I loved
Anyway,
it. It was a great game. I loved it. The creepy swimming girl with the long hair.
Oh,
Terrifying.
dude, she is terrifying.
It's like, oh, don't do that. Dad did some things we will never speak of again, is what Chicken Patty saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was like I loved it. It's so atmospheric. I have no idea what the hell was going on, and you know what? I didn't care.
Have you looked into what the secret ending is?
There's a secret ending.
There's a secret ending, and you'd have to play through the whole game again to get it.
Oh, and collect the 14
Like the 14 mind
glowing orb
things.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to spoil it for everyone because, like, no one's doing that secret ending, and you can't
Skip
go back
ahead
in that
5
game.
minutes.
So-
For everyone who doesn't want to hear it.
Skip ahead 2.5 minutes from now. So basically, what happens is there's a hatch underneath the barn right at the beginning, right? You go down and you have to put in a special secret code of button presses into the thing, and then it opens up this place. And it turns out that you're being controlled by a real boy.
Oh, are you an automaton like all the other automaton people?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so my theory is that that boy is stuck inside
The testicle.
stuck inside the place and is trying to work out how to escape.
oh, sure.
So-
So he's like testing it with the robot.
With the automaton.
So he's got this automaton, he's managed to break inside, and now he's trying to work out the best way to get out.
Cool.
Right, okay.
But the way he does that is through failure. And so then it's like that kid is stuck inside forever. So that's what the game's inside. That's why it's called Inside. He's stuck in his own form of limbo, which is what Playdead's first game is called.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Recommend to everyone. I know Boy's going to play it.
How many thumbs up would you give it? Would you give it like 2?
I only have 2, so I'll give it 2.
You give it 2
Can I
thumbs
give you 2 on top of that?
There you go. 4 thumbs up
4.
so far.
Man, that is top 5 games of all time for me.
It's
Really?
very good. It's very good. Yeah.
I've never played it.
I'll give it a go, man.
I've always wanted to, and it's always reduced on Switch. Like it's always around about like £7. So yeah, I should definitely.
But play Limbo first. Because
Yeah.
if you play Inside first, there's no point playing Limbo.
Yeah.
Because Limbo is just a not as good version of Inside.
I think
Yes.
that's actually what Daf Weeks said. You pretty much the exact
Yeah.
same thing. It's just not as good. That's
Pretty
okay.
much.
Cool. Well, maybe I will check them out because they do sound crazy. But I like that.
I'm pretty sure you can get them in the bundle. Yeah.
They're on Game Pass.
Whee!
Ding, 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 ding.
Have you missed me?
Daf Weeks. Anything else to add about Inside?
Nothing on Inside, but I would say that PlayStation have released was it something under a banner called Play at Home, which is like, isn't that where you play all your games on PlayStation 4? I mean, I've never gone onto the bus with my PlayStation 4.
What?
That's what
Plug it
all his
into
gaming.
Plug
It
it
ain't
into
a
the monitor
Switch.
that shows the cameras.
Yeah, there we go. Everyone can play. Yeah, so there was a whole bunch on there. There was Res Infinite, which, meh, was all right. I spent about 5-10 minutes on it. I'm like, okay, get it. And then very similar game, Thumper, which is better.
But yeah.
Thumper's a cool
Thumper's better.
game. Bloody
Yeah,
hard.
but it's prettier for one thing, and I don't know, that was just a better version of Res, in my opinion. Res is basically, kind of like a more electro music version of Light Wars, and not as good. Then there's, what else was there? Oh, Abzu was on there.
So, yeah, there wasn't there like 8 games they put on?
Yeah.
There was loads, yeah.
There's a whole bunch. There was a couple of VR ones,
games,
which I obviously haven't played.
Yeah.
But Abzu was fine. It was quite pretty. You got rides along on the back of a turtle, which was quite fun. And then there's Subnautica, and I haven't touched that yet. But I hear that's also pretty good.
I'll check that out as well. All right, awesome.
I think you might like Subnautica, Dave. I've not played it, but my friends played through it, and I've watched a couple of streams. I think you might actually secretly dig that.
Yeah.
It's kind of survivally, but there is an end to it, which is kind of what I wish there was in every survival game. Like a meaning to it, you know?
Yeah.
A meaning, not just survive as many days as you can.
Yeah.
And then eventually die.
Zach, are you going to break my heart?
I feel nervous to talk about this.
No, it's fine. Do you know what? It's fine. You go for it. I mean, I can assume you're going to talk about Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. No, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
The remake.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing the original. I've been playing the remake.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It is a beautiful game. It looks so good, and the music is top. It's pretty breathtaking. It's one of the best looking games I've seen, maybe ever, in terms of like that style of that art style. Like, it's really, really impressive to look at, and like all the detail of all the environments is super cool. I just don't really enjoy it as a game. I realized I wasn't going to be able to get into it when I realized that it was turning into a chore. I was sitting here and I was like getting on with some Japanese practice, and I was doing some editing, and I was all done for the day. And I was like, cool, time to play a game. What am I playing? Oh yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII. Maybe I'll just watch some anime instead. And I was like, no, I should play Final Fantasy VII. And then the next day I was like, the same thing. And I was like, I'm not having fun, really. I don't really.
Was there anything specific that that you didn't like? Because
the combat doesn't really do it for me. It's kind of just sort of pressing square, and then and I'm playing it on hard, so I kind of, because I don't know why I did that, but I thought that maybe I might get frustrated with it being too hard. I haven't found that. I've mainly just found that I'm just pressing the same button, and I don't know, maybe it gets more complicated as the game goes on, but so far it's just been very like. And then I don't really care about any of the characters. There's no one who I really like. They're all kind of rude to each other, or kind of stereotypes, like all the girls are just the girl, and all the boys are just kind of rude to each other or goofy. And it's a bit like, I just don't really care about any of them. And that's a shame. Yeah, right. Exactly. The voice acting is very good. I do like the voice acting for what it is. I mean, it's obviously not supposed to be, like acclaimed Hollywood movie or whatever. It is of a style, but I think the voice acting within that style is very
they have Badger.
Badger's cool. I like having Badger. That threw me for a loop.
Yeah, because it took me a while to realize as well. I was like, is that Badger? It is.
Badger. Yeah.
From
Breaking Bad.
From Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bread.
I really wanted to
Baking bread.
Final Fantasy VII. I just kind of haven't enjoyed it, and maybe I'll keep going, but I don't know.
I can see. I actually said when I played it that I had a couple of criticisms of the game anyway. Like, I thought it went on a bit too long. I thought it dragged out the story a bit too much. But I was very aware as well that I was going to overlook so many things in that game.
Of course,
the original. And the original was like one of the first games I ever was blown away by, because it had those it had those cutscenes and stuff. Like, oh my god, games look like this.
Completely.
But yeah, I can see why, especially if you don't like the combat and the characters annoy you. Yeah, don't play that game.
And the characters don't really annoy me. I just don't really have any feelings towards them. I just kind of like I'm playing as Cloud, and I'm like, I just don't care about what he cares about.
Yeah.
Like, at all. He's like, there's some character who like keeps showing up in his memories, and I'm like, I feel like maybe that's not going to get delivered on exactly. I feel like they might just have that basically be a like a dream sequence kind of thing. And I don't know.
You know who that is? You know who that is, right?
I do know who that is, but mainly because of Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know.
Yeah, Lico's just made a really good point. It's okay to stop playing games you don't enjoy plenty of times.
Yeah.
It's a hobby at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I was really trying hard with it, and then when I realized I was having to try hard, that's when I was like, I just haven't got the energy. I got stuff going on. I'm busy.
Yeah, you don't really like video games, do you?
Yeah, I hate games. That's why they brought me on the show, so that I could
balance.
I'm Simon Cowell, Johnny's Johnny Sharon Osbourne.
Oh, not recently. Let's just put that out there.
Daf Gape is Cheryl Cole. And obviously, Daf Weeks is
Louis Walsh.
Louis Walsh. There we go.
Oh, Pet, I think you're amazing. There you go, Zach. There's a Newcastle accent.
Spot on. I mean, anyone who's watching this who's not from the UK, they're very confused right now.
Who? I mean, Sharon Osbourne, they'll know, but Americans don't want to talk about Sharon Osbourne at the moment. Let me just talk.
I don't even know what's going on with that.
We're not getting into Sharon Osbourne right now.
Okay, right. Well,
only Aussie's doing that. All right. Is there anything else? Do you just want to keep breaking my heart with Final Fantasy VII? Is that?
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm sorry.
That's fair enough. I mean, the reason why I want to go last is because I don't really have anything to talk about. Like, I spoke to you guys last week about Hitman 3, which I am loving. But I've completed the story, and it was really satisfying actually. And it's the most satisfying Hitman story of the 3 games that I played of that trilogy. It definitely is the most satisfying. It definitely got me I definitely felt like attached to a lot of the story beats and stuff like that. It felt the best. But I guess I had just binged 1 and 2. Like, I've played all 3 games over the last month basically, and I've loved it. Like, I in fact yesterday I think it was, or maybe it was this morning. I know IO Interactive have actually started talking about what they're going to be doing with James Bond. And it just made me want to play Hitman again. And honestly, like, the thing I love about Hitman as well is it's just one of those games where you can play it for half an hour, do 1 level, dick around for a little bit, and that's fine. And it can be as serious or as silly as you want. And I just love that. And like,
absolutely.
There was, I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell you what mission it was. Because I know the 2 dabs in particular probably end up playing this, but there's one mission where like I was trying to play 2 people off against each other, and I made them speak to each other, and then I shot them both at the same time. And I just sort of and like Rosie was sat next to me as I did it, and I was just like, whoa! I was so pleased because like it was so pleasing to do that. I mean, murder is great.
Don't take that out of context.
Murder.
There's
one level I saw on Twitter, something about one of the levels in Hitman 1. I think it's actually the penultimate level where you're like, they've got hostage and you're Colorado, somewhere like that.
Oh god, not Colorado. Yeah, Colorado.
Yeah, not a fun mission at all. But if you manage to get the Scarecrow costume and you go up to the water tower and you shoot these 4 bells that are hidden in the distance, anyone you walk near turns on fire.
What?
And you just walk around the map and everyone just starts going on fire as you go near them.
That's the only reason why I'll go back and play Colorado, because I hate that level.
I hate that level so much.
It's such a bad level. And Hokkaido's like directly after as well, which is a goat level.
So cool, that level.
Such a great level. Daf Weeks, what are you going to say? I interrupted you twice.
No, it's just so you've put the nail on the head there, that it can be really silly and really serious at the same time. Not many games can do that. And I'm just thinking of Dead Rising, where like it's trying to be serious.
Yeah.
No, you can't hide the stupidness of it. But Hitman, you can.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's a really good point. With Hitman, it's one of those things where if you just do what they tell you and you're like, you are a Hitman, going to do all these things, you just
it's a very serious game.
Follow the story. It's a really serious game, especially the 3rd game. There's lots of things that happen in that. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's just like, oh my goodness, this is like even for the character Agent 47. There's like it's huge things that happen. But then at the same time, you can go around wearing a clown outfit and bash people over the head with a spanner, and it's like that's really funny.
Exactly.
Hitman 3 is great. I would say it's the best one in the series. Like, and I've played them all together all together at the same time. And it could just be because it wraps everything up. It could just, I don't know. There's certain things they've added to it, which not in obviously 1 and 2, but I've loved it, and I'm still playing them. Like I'm close to putting in like 100 hours across all 3 games. It's pretty much all I've played for the last month, and I've not got bored of it, which is crazy. I feel like it's a bit crazy for an action game. Like even with like The Last of Us 2, I only played that for like 25 hours, and I love that game. A lot of that was down to the story, and once I finished that, I was like, I don't want to touch that at the moment because I'm going to cry if I start playing that again. But yeah, Hitman, just it's great. Right.
You could say it was quite the hit.
Man. Hey.
Man.
Shall we do the quiz?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think it's time. So everyone can play along. Play along if you want to. Check the answers in the chat, because I don't think the guys are going to look at the chat.
But yeah, I'll close the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to close it too.
I'll close the chat.
What did you write, ACP? What did you write? All right. So this is the first time we've had all 3 of you on for a while. So this is going to be great. I think Zach won last week, and Daf Weeks won the week before. So it's been
That's right.
And I can't remember who won the week before that.
I think it was just the 2 of you, wasn't it?
I think it was just the 2 of us. We haven't actually I haven't had three of you in a while. I'm looking forward to this. All right. So like I said, anyone watching, play along in the chat. All right. Question number 1. Here we go. Question number 1. Henry Cavill almost missed a recall for Superman because he was busy playing which game? Now this is going to be an either or. Okay. So it's not Lico. True.
I think I know the answer to this.
Is it League of Legends or World of Warcraft? He was playing one of those 2 games.
Fuck, those are my two guesses.
Is it League of Legends or World of Warcraft? I because this is such a random question, I thought I'm only going to give you 2 answers. So it's an either or. Is it League of Legends or World of Warcraft? Which Lico, you can guess. The guys aren't seeing in the chat. You can throw out a guess. Absolutely play along. They can't see your answers. So you play along. Okay, great. I'm not going to mention who said what in the chat now, obviously. Lico said it was no. Okay, gents. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Daf Weeks, who are you going with?
Warcraft.
Actually, you've all gone with Warcraft. Everyone in the chat has gone with Warcraft. It's Warcraft.
Yes.
I was expecting it. It's League of Legends.
It's League of Legends. No. I actually love that story. I love that.
That's funny.
Henry Cavill, one of the most like attractive men in Hollywood, is just sat in his basement. I'm just thinking, obviously.
You're watching the South Park guy, aren't you?
I'm watching South Park.
Yeah.
Sat in his mum's basement.
Henry, shut up, Mom.
So just sat in his basement. I love it. That's great.
I'm killing orcs.
Okay, question number 2. This is don't quote me on it. This is I did this a couple of weeks ago and I forgot to add it back in. So this is don't quote me on it, and I'm going to give you options as well. But which video game does this famous quote come from? And often, so for instance, sometimes, just to give you a heads up, sometimes it will be a quote from a game that didn't have voice acting, so it will be like a quote from the game. So it might be a spoken quote, or it might be a non-verbalized quote. Okay, great. So you have died of dysentery.
Oh.
Is it Death Road to Canada, the Oregon Trail, or Overland? You have died of dysentery. Death Road to Canada, the Oregon Trail, or Overland. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Press enter.
Oregon Trail's all around.
We know our memes of games that I don't think were ever released here.
I was so tempted to play the Oregon Trail recently, just so I could get to You've Died of Dysentery. I just thought it would be really funny.
Dude, I'm tempted to stream the hell out of that game.
Yeah, that would be fun to stream, I think.
That'd be really fun to watch.
Very random.
Okay, question number 3. What year did Left 4 Dead 2 release? Was it 2007, 2008, 2009, or 2010? Lico, don't worry about spelling.
What do you mean, World of Warcraft?
Saying that though, I would love a Wario World of Warcraft. That would go along with Daf Weeks.
Yeah, the Mario MMORPG.
That'd be amazing, yeah. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Yes.
2007, 2008, and 2009. 2010 as well. Sorry, what am I saying? 3, 2, 1, press enter. Daf Weeks. You've all got 2009. And the answer is 2009. Guys,
Yeah.
what? You've had this little break, and
Yeah, what's going
we've all
on?
been learning.
I think we've synced our cycles.
I'm looking at, wow.
Okay, question number 4.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
Who is PlayStation's official mascot?
Oh,
Is
come
it
on.
Astrobot, Kratos, Sackboy, or Toro Inoue?
Oh, I mean,
Could be any of those.
Could be anyone.
official mascot.
Who is PlayStation's official mascot? Astrobot, Kratos, Sackboy, or Toro Inoue?
Could have been any of those.
How'd you spell that last one?
You could be just Toro if you want. Toro.
You do realise he's only asking that because he wants to Google it.
Can see those eyes.
Just sees zeros and ones going past my face.
He's trying to throw us off. He's trying to make us think that's what he thinks the answer is.
All right. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Presenter. Daf Weeks, what do you go with?
Astrobot.
Daf Gape
Sackboy.
and Zach.
Astrobot.
It's Toro Inoue.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
Toro Inoue?
It's a little. I think it's a little. Either I think there's 2 of them. I think it's Toro and Kato or something like that. But they're 2 little cats.
See, I thought it'd be that one because it's
Shittest
the one I'd
mascot
never heard
ever.
of.
Yeah, shittest mascot ever because nobody knows what the
Yeah.
fuck it is.
Yeah.
I've
That's
never
the
seen
crazy
this
thing.
mascot.
Because I was like, official. Do they have an official PlayStation mascot? It is official. It's in Japan. It is like they use this to sell PlayStation games. Which is
Bugger
ridiculous.
off.
It's crazy. Lico rigged. Question number 5. Okay. Which of these characters was not in the original Mario Party for the N64?
Ooh.
Donkey Kong, Luigi, Toad, or Wario? Donkey Kong, Luigi, Toad, or Wario?
I think I got these.
I think I might know this.
talking about-
Wario! Is it
Can
Wario?
you, sorry, can you say the question one more time? I'm just
Yes.
checking the words you're using.
Which of these characters was not in the original Mario Party for the N64? So which character could you not choose to play as? Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, I should have been...
Playable character.
Yes, playable character. I should have added that. I'm a stupid boy. So yeah, Donkey Kong, Luigi, Toad, and Wario. Do you guys have answers?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Dab Weeks, what do you go with?
Toad.
Dab Gape?
Toad.
And Zach?
Luigi?
It's Toad.
He's
Oh,
the
'cause
ref.
Toad's- Oh, because he's the ref. Oh,
He's the ref.
thank. I thought it might be Luigi, like, because I can't picture Luigi in it. Like, I can picture all the others,
Yeah.
but I just can't
yeah.
picture him in that game.
I think all of those were in the original Mario Kart as well, Mario Kart 64. So you'd think that they'd all be in it, but
Yeah.
they're not. Toad's not in it. All right, where's my kazoo? This is Play That Kazoo. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I really am excited for anyone that comes into the stream at this point. It just sees me playing a kazoo to 3 other guys just patiently listening along. I just think that's going to be amazing. All right. Oh yes, this is the peak. The peak.
We'll
of
just
kazoo.
do a
This is your-
compilation of
Okay.
all of these rounds.
Okay, here we go. Here
This
we
is
go.
your grade 2 kazoo. We're all the judges.
Play that kazoo. I'm gonna stop there because I was out of breath. It's been a long time since I've sang.
I'm really enjoying Dav.
Game or
Dav's
franchise?
face.
I just you can just
Oh.
put the game you think. I'll play it again.
I don't think any game.
I recognise it.
Stop that. That's it. That's all you're getting out of me. Play that kazoo.
I'm very pleased to see that both Davs are struggling because I'm currently a point behind both of you.
Gents,
Oh,
I'm gonna give you 20 seconds, but I will need an answer, okay?
Oh, I'm just going to give any old shit.
Dun, 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 dun. Wait, I don't want to get copyright for Jeopardy.
All right.
Welcome back to Jeopardy. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, press enter. Daf Weeks,
Harvest Moon.
Daf Gape,
Pikmin.
and Zach, what is it?
It's worms.
Of course it's worms.
Of course it's worms. I was actually going to suggest we do that for a multiplayer Monday.
That would be
that's a really cool game.
stream.
Oh,
I've got worms WMD.
Do you?
I've got worms in my bowel.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for it. Liko actually got it as well. Liko, can you let me know how many you've got right so far? I want to see.
Oh yeah, what if we get beaten by Liko?
Then he takes your place on the podcast.
Yeah. And I have to run his channel.
Yeah, you have to run his channel.
Yeah, we'll swap.
He doesn't agree to these terms. He's got 3 so far. He's got 3 so far. Okay.
He's got Monster Hunter to play. He doesn't want you to taking over.
Okay, question number 7. How long does it take to fully complete Portal 2? And this is again completionist, so complete everything.
Completionist.
Yes, in Portal 2. Okay, is it 20 hours, 22, 24, or 26? And then I'll tell you afterwards how long it actually just takes to beat the game. Okay. ACP, too damn long.
Too damn long.
It's too damn long. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, do you get answers?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Daf Weeks, what did you go with?
22.
Daf Gape?
20.
And Zach?
22.
It's 20. Well done, Daf Gape.
Wow.
Do you want to hazard a guess? Actually, Dav, because you got it right, do you want to hazard a guess how long it takes to just beat the game?
8 hours.
8 hours. You can take how long to beat.
Is that it?
Can you see the how long to beat page in my eyes?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you got to take it down. You got to take it down. All right. Name that badly described game. Okay.
We're rubbish at these.
Irritating cousin drives man of peace to murderous crime spree. Irritating cousin drives man of peace to murderous crime spree.
Say it one more time.
Irritating cousin drives man of peace to murderous crime spree.
I've got a theory.
I've got a theory.
Man of peace.
I have a theory, but I can't possibly be right.
Say it one more time.
Irritating cousin drives man of peace to murderous crime spree. Okay, gents, I'm going to need an answer. You got 15 seconds to just chuck an answer down.
Right, say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Irritating cousin drives man of peace to murderous crime spree.
I can't think of any characters with cousins.
5 seconds. Gonna need an answer from you, Dav.
Wait. I've got one. Okay, I'm writing it down.
Here we go. Okay, press enter.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Daf Weeks.
GTA 4.
Daf Gape.
Sonic 2.
I love murderous crime spree. Sonic 2.
Sonic 2.
Zach Hamilton.
Mario and the 6 golden coins. Now, hear me out. I was betting that Wario is somehow Mario's cousin, and then Mario has to go and break all the blocks, which, as we know, are the people.
As a crime.
They're the Toads people.
All I'm going to say to you guys is, after all this is over, do you want to go bowling?
Yeah, it's GTA 4.
It's GTA 4.
And also, played it.
God damn it, Roman.
Irritating cousin drives. What is his job?
Yeah.
He's a taxi.
And it's a GTA game. So.
Yeah. Basically, so many phone calls from Roman saying, hey, do this thing. Hey, cousin, do this thing.
My instinct was GTA, but I've never played GTA 4, so I didn't know get any of the rest of the
leads. That's a pretty big meme, isn't it? Like going bowling. It's like, yeah, let's go bowling. I don't know why I'm doing that any impression.
He's not Italian, I don't think.
It's a really bad, horrible impression as well. Okay, question number 9. Last week, an unopened copy of Super Mario Brothers sold for a world record fee, but do you know how much? $460,000, $560,000, or $660,000? By the way, I'm not saying doll hairs. I'm saying dollars.
Doll hairs.
Yeah, so not doll hairs. It's like dollars.
Okay. And not dollars.
Then I'll tell you how much it broke the record by as well.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised it's 6 figures.
Yeah, I am actually.
I guess that's the world we live in now.
Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, Here we go. 3, 2, 1, press enter. Zach, what did you go with?
660,000.
Daf Weeks, what did you go with?
460.
And Daf Gape?
660.
It's $660,000. The previous record was $114,000, and that was for another unsealed copy of Mario. Not unsealed. Another sealed copy of Super Mario Bros.
Does it break your heart a bit that like when you see this shit and it's like I had one of those at one point in my life?
Man, Pokemon cards are going through the roof. Me and my brother are going to be minted soon.
I know a mate who had a Bitcoin in the early days of Bitcoin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
didn't have any more.
Slightly off topic, but did everyone see that story of the guy from Newport who couldn't find he had like loads of Bitcoin stored in a flash drive, and he had like 10 chances to get the password right, and he was on like 8.
No.
Yeah.
And then he found the password.
No.
Has he finally found it then?
He found the password. So
because I remember like
a lot.
Quite a few years ago, he asked permission to go looking through the dump to see if he could find his old computer.
Yeah.
And then he asked again when it like hit another milestone recently.
So I'm going to give you the current scores, okay? And Daf Gape, you haven't been here since we changed the rules to the Wheel of Misfortune. I'll explain. It's not that different. It's actually a lot easier. Basically, the scores are Daf Gape is on 6, Daf Weeks is on 5, Zach is on 5, and Liko is on 5.
Wow.
Hey.
So this is the decider. This is the decider question. Hey, here we go. Hey. All right. Can everyone see my little... So the only difference between
I hate that this is live.
I really enjoyed how much you hated that, Dav. That was great.
I really hated it.
The only difference Daf Gape is that whoever it lands on, that's the question that's going to get asked, because it's just added asking people to choose their question. It's just adding too much. But you get 2 points if you get it right, regardless of who it is. So,
nice.
Okay, so here we go. The Wheel of Misfortune. It's Daf Gape.
Oh, fag.
Okay.
What is Daf Gape's middle name?
Oh, I know that.
In Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, there's a character you play as that reduces the difficulty of the game. But what's their name? In the Switch version I'm on about, very specifically reduces the difficulty by a lot. Oh no.
I know who it is. I just can't remember. Name.
I'm just waiting for someone to burst in and go, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. In Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, what character can you play as that reduces the difficulty of the game by a considerable distance? I should say.
I haven't played it, but I have an answer.
Okay.
That could be right.
I'm worried at Dav stressing over this.
I'm getting an ulcer.
So very, very specifically on Switch, they added this character.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really enjoy that you guys.
Oh my god!
This. But Dav is currently ahead.
Yeah, you're still ahead, Dav. So even if you get it
wrong,
if
in a
one
way,
of the guys doesn't get it right.
Right, I know who it is. I can picture him. I'm just making up a name and hoping it's right.
Liko, have you got a name?
Dav Weeks, have you played this before?
No.
Okay.
ACP's calling this rigged, by the way.
Just because Dav's winning, she just doesn't like him very much.
She never has.
All right, yeah. Last question. Dav, you got an answer?
Yeah.
Dav Weeks got an answer?
Yeah.
And Zach?
Yeah, boy.
Great. Okay. On the count of 3, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Dav Weeks, what did you go with?
Cranky Kong.
Dav Gape.
Cool Kong.
And Zach.
I went with Rambi the Rhino.
Okay. Dav Gape, you are wrong.
Yeah.
Zach, you are wrong.
Is it Funky Kong?
Dav Weeks, You are wrong. It's Funky
Funky
Kong.
Kong.
Funky Kong.
Funky
I only know
Kong.
that because you said Cool Kong, and I know what the Cool Kong's name is.
Cool Kong, which means,
Go back to your rap, Dav.
which means
It's all there.
Don't you? Okay.
Funky Kong's not in the rap.
Oh, is he not in the
Yeah.
rap?
No, he's not in the
No.
rap. He's not in the rap. No, he didn't come
Not
in.
in
When did
64.
Funky Kong- Yeah, he's not
He's
in
in-
64.
He's in Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, he's in the previous
Yeah,
games, but not
because
in 64.
you go on his planes, but I just can't
Yeah,
remember his
absolutely.
name.
But you don't. He's
You
not.
don't play
he's
as
not-
He has a
No.
surfboard
Just-
in the Switch version of Tropical Freeze. He has a surfboard that you can go on top of the spikes.
Nice.
Yeah. So like in the Switch version is like basically it's not even easy mode. It's kind of like it's no mode basically.
Because
It's
people complained that Tropical Freeze is too hard.
too hard. So they basically got a character who could just like not die.
That's fair
Wait.
enough. That's fine. It means that everyone can play.
No, it's
Uh,
to be fair. I use
It's a
it.
pity power-up, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm fine with those.
It's like the pity Tanuki suit in
The only-
Yeah.
3D World, which is
The
just
only-
so patronising.
The only negative about it is that you can't switch. You can't go, oh, I don't want to play Funky Kong anymore. I think I've got the hang of this.
Yeah.
You have to
Right,
start
yeah,
all the
you
way
have
from
to
the
start
beginning.
over.
Different
Yeah,
save
that's
files.
rubbish.
That means final scores are Zach, Daf Weeks, and Liko. Sorry, Liko, I didn't get your last one. Are on 5, and Daf Gape is on 6. We've had 3 different winners of the last 3
DK.
weeks, so I'm enjoying that.
Funky Kong!
Kong!
But it's finally here. Sorry, you don't start me off. You don't start me off with the DK rap. We'll be singing the whole thing. Gents, that is the end of podcast number 50 and the live stream special on Twitch. Thank you for everyone watching, listening, and playing along with the quiz, and just being great over the last year almost. It's been lovely. Yeah, we really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the show, then please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon, all those places. Patreon, Zach, do you remember those days? Patreon.
Patreon.
If you would like to support us, then please check out the Patreon page. Video Games Ahoy. You can pay £1, £5, or £10. Or anything you'd like, and you will get access to the Hall of Fame, and you will get early access to the podcast as well. By normally it's by a couple of days, but the worst is like a day. But you will get early access to the podcast. You won't get early access to this one because it was live though. So maybe go and check out the Hall of Fame. Maybe that's where you go check out the page.
Dude, man, the Hall of Fame is so good. If you like the podcast, the Hall of Fame is like an even better version of the podcast.
The Hall of Fame is great. I love the Hall of Fame. It's always great.
And it's not as long. You don't have to listen to us for that long.
30 minutes, and you can
That helps.
Yeah, and if it's basically one person gets 5 minutes. So if you don't want to listen to that person, just skip me, okay? We're also
Very
proud to
good.
say that we're affiliated with Green Man Gaming. So if you do have any gaming needs, and please check out the link in the description on the podcast on YouTube, and hopefully we can get it up on this. But if not, just check it out on there. You can on the YouTube and the podcast pages. You can find it up there. And we're also streaming, like we are streaming right now. So follow us on here, and also follow Davy G because he's streaming as well, which is lovely.
Yeah.
And like we said earlier as well, we do have a Discord page, which I think ACP, if she's of magic, she can get it up soon sometime. She's great. It's there. If not, like I said, it's on YouTube. Oh, it's right there. She's amazing. It's on YouTube, and it's on a Patreon page, and it's on the podcast as well, so you can find the description there. Otherwise, that's it. We're gonna go now. We're gonna go have some lunch probably.
Catch you later.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We'll see you soon. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
iHeartRadio.
Radio.